There is a language older than time itself. It is not spoken with the tongue. It is not written with ink. It is spoken in the quiet chamber of your spirit and written on the scrolls of the unseen. It is the language heaven responds to instantly, the way the soil answers the seed, the way the ocean answers the pull of the moon. It is the language of command, not of begging, the language of certainty, not of hoping. And when you speak it, the gates that seemed locked begin to swing open on their own. The truth is, most people speak to heaven in a dialect of delay. They plead, they bargain, they hope. But heaven does not move by the sound of your desperation. It moves by the vibration of your authority. Think about it. When the teacher walks into the classroom and commands order, the noise stops. When the captain gives the word, the ship turns. When the Creator spoke, light existed. No debate, no waiting, no wondering. And yet here you are, a child of that Creator, carrying His likeness in your spirit, carrying His authority in your voice, but often using it to rehearse what's missing, instead of declaring what is coming. You have been given a mouth that can open the treasury of heaven. Every word you speak is either a seed or a thief. It is either summoning your supply or scattering it further away. I want you to realize, the moment you shift your speech, heaven shifts your supply. The angels assigned to you, the opportunities hidden for you, the resources waiting to find you. All lean in when you stop asking and start announcing. You might not see it yet, but in the unseen, things rearrange at the speed of your obedience. So if you are watching this right now, it's because your next chapter is not meant to be filled with delay. It's meant to be filled with divine delivery. And I will show you exactly what to say, how to say it, and the posture you must hold, so that heaven has no choice but to send what you have asked for. But before we go further, take a moment to declare in the comments, I speak with the authority of heaven, and I receive without delay. Write it, seal it, and let this be the first moment you publicly align with what you are about to learn. Because once you start speaking like this, there is no going back to a life of waiting. You have been told your whole life to pray about it, and prayer is powerful. But the kind of prayer most people practice is a soft knock on a door they think is locked. They approach heaven timidly, as if they are interrupting something, as if the Creator must be convinced to bless them, as if they need to persuade God to notice their situation. But here's the truth that religion rarely whispers. You were never meant to pray like a beggar. You were meant to speak like an heir. The child in the palace does not beg for bread. They ask with the calm confidence of someone who knows it is already theirs. They don't wonder if their voice will be heard. They know it will be. In the ancient texts, you will not find the prophets pleading. You will not hear the apostles bargaining. You will see them speak with the certainty of command. Let there be light. Rise and walk. Peace. Be still. They did not spend hours convincing the winds to obey. They simply spoke the language of authority, and the winds had no choice but to fall silent. Do you see? Heaven is structured to respond to faith, not fear. And your words are the carrier wave of your faith. If you speak with hesitation, you are broadcasting delay. If you speak with doubt, you are broadcasting denial. But when you speak with certainty, the frequency changes. The whole atmosphere begins to rearrange to make space for what you have announced. So today, I want you to choose your next words as if angels are writing them down in gold. Because they are. Say it out loud right now. Even if you are whispering under your breath, I declare the gates of provision open to me now. I declare the channels of supply flow to me without obstruction. I declare heaven hears and delivers. Speak it slowly. Feel the weight of each word. And do not rush, because authority is never in a hurry. And as you do this, I want you to notice something. Your spirit will stand taller. Your thoughts will quiet. Your fear will shrink, because you are not just hoping anymore. You are instructing, and heaven knows the difference. Before we go deeper, let me ask you, if this is stirring something inside you, drop a comment saying, I speak and it is done. Let's make this the moment where we all step into that same current of authority together. Because the moment we do, we will see what most people only dream about. There is a moment in the unseen realm when your words cross from wishful thinking into divine decree. It's subtle, but unmistakable. And once it happens, reality begins to bend toward what you have spoken. I have seen it in the eyes of people who finally know. Not hope, not pray for, but know. That's when mountains move without fanfare. That's when opportunities start showing up out of nowhere. That's when what you once chased begins to chase you. Because heaven has a design. And in that design, there is no begging throne, only a speaking throne. You see, when the Creator made you, He put the same pattern of creation in your mouth. The same breath that called worlds into being is the breath that forms your words right now. So when you speak, you are not just moving air, you are shaping matter. But here is where most people miss it. They speak from their circumstances instead of to their circumstances. They describe the mountain instead of telling it to move. They rehearse the problem instead of rehearsing the promise. And every time they do, they are giving more energy to the very thing they want to be free from. This is why the Master said, "Whosoever shall say to this mountain, be removed and cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, he shall have whatsoever he saith." He did not say, describe the mountain. He said, tell it what to do. That is command language. That is decree faith. Right now, I want you to try something. Think of the single biggest obstacle in your life. Don't name it to complain. Name it to instruct. And then speak to it. You will not stand in my way. You will bow to the authority given to me. I command you to be gone, and to leave no trace behind. You are not asking. You are not hoping. You are telling. And the more you practice this, the more you will notice the world around you begin to shift. If this is making sense to you, let me see it in the comments. With my words, carry weight. Because the moment you realize they do, the waiting ends. There is a law written in the fabric of existence that what you speak with conviction will begin arranging itself to appear in your path. This is why heaven watches your words so closely, Because every sentence is either a seed of creation or a seed of destruction. Some speak casually, not realizing their words are like contracts in the spirit. They wonder why lack keeps showing up, but they have been signing for it with their tongue. Others speak with care, and those are the ones who begin to walk in strange favor. Doors open before they even knock. People appear with answers they didn't know they needed. Provision comes before the request is made. You have that choice right now, to speak from fear or to speak from authority, to declare from the valley or to decree from the mountaintop. The difference is not where you stand in the natural, it's where you stand in the spirit. Because you can be broke and still speak like a billionaire. You can be surrounded by problems and still speak as one who commands peace. And when you do, heaven responds. It's not arrogance, it's inheritance. The inheritance that says you are made in the image and likeness of the one who speaks worlds into being. So the next time you feel tempted to complain, stop, breathe, and instead say, I call abundance into my home. I call healing into my body. I call peace into my mind. I call restoration into my relationships. Notice the shift in your spirit when you do this. It's as if your words wrap themselves around you, becoming a shield against doubt and fear. And here's the part most people miss. When you begin to live this way, you won't just change your situation. You will change you. The speaker becomes the embodiment of the spoken. You start carrying the atmosphere of what you've been commanding. And that is when strangers will walk past you and feel something. That something is the reality you have been creating with your words. If you're ready to start living like this, type in the comments, "My mouth builds my world," because from this moment, it truly does. There's a reason ancient wisdom says, "Let the weak say, I am strong." It doesn't say, "Let the weak describe how weak they feel." It says, "Speak the opposite. Speak the end result. Speak what you desire as if it is already your truth." Why? Because your words are not mere descriptions. They are instructions. They are blueprints your life begins to follow. You've seen this before without even realizing it. The person who constantly says, "Nothing good ever happens to me," and "Nothing good ever does." Or the one who says, "I always find a way," and somehow they always do. This is not coincidence. This is the law in action. What you speak with consistency becomes the climate you live in. So you must ask yourself today, what climate am I creating with my words? A storm or a summer morning? A drought or a field ready for harvest? I tell you this because most people are speaking from memory, from what happened before, instead of speaking from prophecy, from what they want to see happen next. But heaven listens to prophecy. Heaven responds to faith. Heaven leans in when you speak the future in present tense. So if you wake up tomorrow and your bank account feels empty, your response should not be to agree with the emptiness. Your response should be to speak fullness. Say aloud, "I see deposits coming in. I see debts erased. I see checks with my name on them. I see unexpected streams of income opening to me now." And the key is to keep speaking it until it feels true. Because when it feels true, it becomes true. This is where many give up. They speak it once, look around, and decide it didn't work. But you are not many. You are chosen to be a commander of your reality. And commanders don't issue one timid order and walk away. They keep giving the instruction until it is carried out. So I challenge you, today, tomorrow, and every day for the next week, guard your tongue like treasure. Speak nothing you don't want to live in. If you're willing to take that challenge, type in the comments, "I speak only what I want to see." Because this is how you tell heaven exactly what to send you. There is a hidden truth about your words. They do not disappear when you finish speaking them. Every word lives on. It moves into the unseen realm and begins to collect matter around it. It builds. It gathers. It shapes reality like a sculptor's hands over clay. This is why careless speech is so costly. You think you're just venting, but you're actually sending a request. And the universe, obedient as it is, will always attempt to deliver what you've ordered. This is why the ancient prophets, the mystics, and even the wealthiest among us guard their tongues. They know words are spiritual contracts. Once signed with your voice, they begin their journey toward manifestation. So, if you speak poverty with passion, you have signed a contract for poverty. If you speak wealth with conviction, you have signed a contract for wealth. And here's the mystery. The contract is written in the ink of your belief, not just the sound of your words. That's why you must practice speaking in a way that convinces you. Because once you believe yourself, heaven believes you too. If you've ever wondered why affirmations sometimes fail, it's because people say them without marrying the feeling to the words. But the divine law is very clear. What you feel and what you speak must match. So here's what I want you to do tonight before you sleep. Speak this 3 times, slowly, with your hand over your heart. Heaven hears me. My words have power. I command the good I desire, and it comes to me now. Feel it as if you've just placed your order at a fine restaurant. You don't keep asking the waiter if the food is coming. You trust it's being prepared. Speak, and then trust. If this is already sparking something in your spirit, drop in the comments, "I trust what I speak." Because this, my friend, is how heaven begins to send exactly what you asked for. There's something else they don't tell you about speaking your desires. The timing of your words matters. There are windows, sacred openings in the day, when the veil between thought and reality is thinner. The first is as soon as you wake up. Your mind is still halfway between the dream world and the physical. The walls of resistance haven't been built yet. Your subconscious is listening without judgment. The second is just before sleep. In those quiet minutes, your mind is programming itself for the next day. If you feed it fear, it will search for it. If you feed it faith, it will create from it. And the third is in moments of deep emotion, whether joy, gratitude, or even pain, because emotion supercharges your words. It turns them into lightning bolts across the unseen sky. This is why you must be intentional, not casual, with what you say when you feel strongly. Those words land faster. They build faster. The wealthy, the divinely aligned, they know this. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They speak into the moment. When money comes into their hands, they bless it instantly. When an opportunity appears, they declare it multiplies. When they see a setback, they speak that it's a setup for something greater. And they do it without hesitation, because hesitation dilutes faith. Delay in your words is delay in your results. So the next time you feel that spark inside, don't hold it. Speak, declare, instruct. Right now, whisper this to yourself. I speak wealth in my moments of power, and it answers me without delay. And if this truth is landing for you, tell me in the comments. I speak, and it obeys. Because every time you put it into writing, you sign that contract in the spiritual. When you begin to live like this, speaking into every opening the universe gives you, you will notice something unusual. It will feel as if reality starts listening. The phone call you needed comes out of nowhere. An old connection suddenly remembers you. A door you thought was sealed shut slides open without effort. But here's the secret most people miss. It's not that these things weren't possible before. It's that you were silent. And silence is agreement with the status quo. When you don't speak wealth, you let the current carry you where it wants. And that current is often lack, scarcity, or the repetition of yesterday's patterns. But when you speak clearly, firmly, daily, you redirect the current. You become the captain of the unseen. And it doesn't always start big. Sometimes the first sign is as small as finding a coin in the street. Don't dismiss that. Bless it. Because if you bless the small, you prove to the universe you can handle the great. Every blessing you acknowledge is an invitation for more. And yes, I know there will be moments when it feels strange. When your mind whispers, this is silly, this is too much. That is the old self fighting for survival. Ignore it. Your new self knows better. Your new self is building the future in real time. So tonight, when you lie down, say it softly. Every good and perfect gift is rushing to me now. Every day, I am richer in all ways. I speak and it obeys. And if you're feeling that shift already, drop those words in the comments. It's not just for me to read, it's for you to seal. There's a reason certain words feel like they echo through your entire being. It's because they are ancient keys, codes your spirit recognizes, even if your mind has forgotten them. Every time you speak an instruction to prosperity, you're not asking, you're unlocking. The lock was never outside of you. It was never in the bank, never in the economy, never in someone else's hands. It has always been here, inside your consciousness, waiting for you to turn the key. But here's what most people do. They try for a few days, then they stop. They expect instant evidence, and when it doesn't arrive on their schedule, they slip back into complaint, back into pleading, back into watching life instead of directing it. That's not you anymore. You've crossed into the territory where every day is a chance to command, to remind the unseen exactly what you've chosen. not what you hope for, not what you wish for, what you have already claimed, because in the spiritual realm, claiming is ownership. Ownership is alignment, and alignment is delivery. So the next time you feel that shadow of doubt, the moment a voice says, "What if it doesn't happen?" you say, "It is already mine." Nothing can block what God has ordained. And when you say it, don't just let it be words. Feel the truth vibrating through your bones. And here's the mystery. When you do that, you'll find life rearranging to match you, not you rearranging to match life. If you feel this truth, if you've ever experienced that divine rearrangement, type "I'm in alignment" in the comments. So that declaration is doubled, spoken, and sealed. There's a law in the universe that very few dare to test. It says, whatever you speak consistently with authority, the world must obey. Not because you are forcing it, but because you are aligning yourself so precisely that reality has no choice but to adjust itself around you. It's why kings don't beg for their throne. They sit in it. They command from it. You have a throne too. It's in the center of your spirit, that place where your divine identity cannot be shaken. And yet, most people walk past their own throne every morning and kneel in someone else's court. They pray to a version of themselves they don't believe in. They bargain with life, as if the universe is reluctant to bless them. Not you, not anymore. Your words today are not a petition. They are a royal decree. And a decree doesn't care how impossible something looks. It simply declares, and lets the law of the kingdom handle the rest. So right now, you could decree, money flows to me in perfect ways. Opportunities are drawn to me without struggle. Every resource I need arrives on time and in abundance. And then, this is the part most people miss. You act as if it's already done. You walk like it's true. You speak like it's true. You make decisions like it's true. Because to the universe, belief is the real evidence. If you've ever acted like it was done before it showed up, and then watched it arrive, you know this is not fantasy. It's law. And if you want to lock this in for yourself, write "it's already done" in the comments, so your own words can witness your faith. Every morning, the unawakened person checks for proof. They look at their bank balance. They look at their inbox. They look at the world around them to decide what they believe is possible. But the awakened person does something different. They give the world the proof. They decide first. They set the tone. They walk into the day with a reality already chosen, and the outer world simply organizes itself to match. This is why you can meet someone with nothing in their pocket, but a fortune in their spirit. And within months, they have the house, the car, the freedom, because their inner reality was already wealthy before the first dollar arrived. If you're listening to this, your inner reality is ready to graduate. It's ready to stop waiting for permission and start living from certainty. You may have noticed, when you act in certainty, doors swing open that you're invisible before. That's because certainty changes your frequency. It sends a signal so clear, so unwavering, that opportunities and resources that used to walk past you now turn toward you. It's the same law a lighthouse uses. It doesn't chase ships. It stands where it is, shining without interruption, and everything lost at sea finds its way home. You are that lighthouse. Your wealth, your opportunities, are simply ships looking for your light. So turn it on, keep it on, and let the world adjust itself to find you. And if you're ready to live from certainty, instead of waiting for signs, type "I am the light" in the comments, so your own declaration can be seen by others who are finding their way too. The reason most people never see their wealth arrive isn't because it isn't coming. It's because they keep changing the address. Every time they doubt, every time they rewrite their desire in fear instead of faith, they forward their own blessings to another timeline. But there is a truth that ends this cycle. Once you've given the command, you leave it in place. You don't tear up the order form. You don't call the waiter back to change your meal 100 times. You place the order, and you prepare the table. Your table, right now, is your daily life. Set it for the guest you've invited. Wealth, opportunity, freedom. Speak as if it's already sitting there. Live as if it's already sitting there. Because the moment you prepare a place for your blessing, you've made it impossible for it not to come. Florence Scovel Shinn called this the law of preparation. When you prepare, you prove that you trust the outcome. When you trust the outcome, you remove all the walls that were blocking it. This is why certain people seem lucky all the time. They're not waiting to see the win before they celebrate. They're living in the win before the proof appears. It's a magnetic paradox. When you live in the reality you desire, you collapse the distance between here and there. The universe doesn't have a choice. It must obey the command you've given it. And when that happens, it will feel sudden to everyone else. But you will know it was simply inevitable. If this has sparked something in you, write in the comments, "My blessing has my name on it." Let the universe hear you in more than a whisper. There's a hidden pattern I've seen in every story of sudden wealth. Before the moment came, there was always a quiet, a strange stillness. Not the stillness of nothing happening, but the stillness of everything shifting behind the curtain. It's like standing in a theater, the lights dim, the stage empty. But you can feel the actors just behind the velvet, about to step out. This is the place where most people break their own miracle. Because stillness feels like absence, and absence feels like loss. So they speak loss into the air. They say, "Maybe it wasn't meant for me." And the curtain drops. But those who understand divine timing, they don't panic in the pause. They lean back in their chair and smile, because they know the pause is the prelude. If you can stay in faith during the stillness, you will hold the vibration long enough for the curtain to rise. And when it rises, everything you've been commanding will walk onto the stage of your life, as if it's been rehearsing this moment forever. So the next time it feels like nothing is happening, hold your ground, keep your seat at the table, and speak as if you already see the curtain move. Type in the comments, "I trust the pause before the win," because that pause is not the end. It's the inhale before your blessing breathes into form. There is a reason the richest people in the world never speak like beggars. Even when they had nothing in their hands, they spoke as if they were giving orders to the universe. Not requests, not pleading, but calm, steady instruction. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. Because the universe, like an ocean, does not respond to the splash of desperation. It responds to the tide of certainty. If you stand on the shore and whisper, the waves don't come because of your voice. They come because the moon has already commanded them to move. And in the same way, your prosperity will not come because you hope for it. It will come because your spirit is already in the place where it is inevitable. You speak to money not as something far away, but as something already circling you, already in your house, already filling your accounts. This is why your words matter more than you realize. Not for the noise they make, but for the energy they carry. Speak as though your instruction has already been obeyed. Walk as though the answer has already been delivered. And soon you'll find yourself in rooms, in moments, where every word you've spoken is standing there in the flesh. Now tell me in the comments, if your words today became your life tomorrow, what command would you speak right now? The unseen always moves before the seen catches up. Before you hold the keys to your new home, they have already been printed, already exist, already wait for the right moment to meet your hand. Before you see the number in your account, the transaction has already taken place in the higher ledger, the one that governs the flow of wealth, the one that doesn't make mistakes. This is why your instructions to the universe must be clear, because a vague order creates a vague arrival. A delayed command creates a delayed blessing. When you say, "I am ready for wealth," do you feel the readiness in your chest, or do you still doubt the delivery? When you declare, "Money is now flowing to me," do you feel that flow touching your life already? Or do you still peek over your shoulder to see if it's really coming? This is where the alignment happens. Faith isn't pretending. It's deciding. It's saying, "I will be the version of me who already has it before the evidence arrives." Because once the evidence arrives, the test is over. So live in the victory now. Move in the fullness now. And every invisible hand that works on your behalf will speed up its pace to meet you. Pause right now and speak one sentence into the room you're in. Say it like it is a royal decree. Say it like the walls have ears, because they do. When you speak as a king or queen, you are not requesting, you are summoning. This is the shift most never make. They pray as beggars when their birthright is to decree as rulers. A ruler does not say, "Please let this happen someday." A ruler says, "This is done, it is sealed, it is mine now." And the universe, the unseen kingdom of cause, moves to make that command flesh. Think of the most certain thing you know right now. Maybe it's your own name. You do not doubt it. You do not rehearse it to remember. You simply live from it. Your wealth must become that certain. Not someday certain. Not I hope certain. But engraved in the soul certain. From that place, every action you take carries the scent of inevitability. Every word you speak carries the vibration of completion. The phone call will come. The email will appear. The opportunity will present itself so clearly that you will not be able to miss it. And when it does, you'll realize it was never luck. It was always law. So say it again now, but say it with the posture of someone who commands their world. Say it until the echo in your spirit feels louder than the voice in your head. The world has been trained to admire the hustler, the one who never rests, the one who claws for every inch. But the truth is, the highest wealth does not come through strain. It comes through alignment. Alignment is not passive. It is not sitting in a corner waiting for fortune to fall in your lap. It is the deliberate tuning of your inner state until your outer world has no choice but to match it. You can always tell when someone is aligned. They do not chase. They do not beg. They do not scramble for scraps. Instead, they move slowly, with the ease of someone who already knows the outcome. Their energy enters a room before they do. And when they speak, even the air seems to stop and listen. This is why I tell you, do not just repeat the words. Let the words repeat you. Let them live in your walk, in your smile, in the way you pay for your coffee, in the way you bless the money as it leaves your hand. Every coin, every note, every transaction, see it as a seed you are planting in the soil of a limitless harvest. And each seed knows its way back to you. It knows the path. It carries your signature. Speak to it. Bless it. Command it to return multiplied. Not because you are desperate, but because you are sovereign. The mind of lack will say, what if it doesn't come back? What if I lose it all? But the mind of wealth answers, it can't help but come back. It can't help but multiply. Because the source is not the paycheck. It is not the client. It is not the market. It is the eternal well of divine supply. And once you understand this, you will stop looking at numbers with fear. You will stop measuring your worth by the digits in your account. Instead, you will measure by alignment. Ask yourself each morning, am I thinking from the end? Am I walking like the millionaire I already am? Am I speaking as if wealth has already bowed to my name? Because wealth obeys tone. It obeys certainty. It obeys the unwavering command of a soul who knows. This is why kings do not plead, why queens do not beg. They declare, they instruct, they expect. And the world, even the invisible world, moves to make it so. So today, walk as one who carries the crown of abundance. Speak with the voice that calls prosperity home, and watch as the doors you once knocked on now open before you, without a hand lifted. When you hold the image of your wealth with reverence, the world begins to treat it with reverence too. It's like a seed hidden deep in the soil. No one sees the roots spreading. But day by day, the unseen is working for you. And here is where most people fail. They dig up their seed to check if it's growing. They doubt the soil. They question the rain. And the growth halts. But the one who is destined for abundance knows better. They water with gratitude. They shield with faith. They speak to the seed as if it is already a towering tree. Say it with me now. My wealth is already growing. It is unstoppable. It is certain. And as you walk through your day, let your actions whisper this truth. Every time you pay for something, smile. Every time you receive, bless it. Every time you think of your future, see it overflowing. Because the universe is always listening for your tone. And if your tone is trust, if your tone is expectation, the delivery is inevitable. This is the quiet power of the wealthy. They live from the end. They speak from the throne. And so, they never fall from it. And now we arrive at the place where destiny and decision meet. You have been shown the path. You have been given the words. You have felt the shift inside you, that quiet, powerful knowing. This is not the end of your wealth journey. It is the beginning of your wealth reality. Every sunrise from here, you walk as the one who already has. You speak as the one whose prayers are already answered. You choose as the one whose table is already full. And when you speak to prosperity, you no longer beg. You no longer hope. You command with the authority of the chosen. Whisper it now, so it is, so it has been, so it will always be. This is your new truth, your new tone, your new way of being. And if you feel this message has taken root in you, let your voice be part of the chorus. Comment below. Share your declaration of abundance, so the energy of agreement multiplies your own. And if you are ready for more words that lift you, more truths that set you on the wealth path, subscribe now, because the journey is not stopping here. You have aligned, you have commanded, you have received. Now go and watch the world rush to obey.